Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. First off, I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you're taking good care of yourselves. I hope you and your family are staying safe, and I hope you're following all the instructions from the government officials and the experts, and I hope you're doing all the basics like washing your hands, distancing yourselves, and staying away from the crowds. And to everyone affected, we wish you all the best. We hope you get through this and recover. And I'm sure if you follow all the instructions and pray for the world, I'm sure you're gonna get through this sooner than expected. Yeah. And to my video now, this is part 3 of the Who Should Stay series. This time round, I'm going to talk about the midfielders. In the first 2 episodes, I talked about the defenders and the goalkeepers. If you haven't watched that yet, I'm going to put the links down in the description, and make sure you check that out. And if you want to keep on track with the rest of my videos, I'm going to talk about the strikers and the players who are out on loan later in the week. Make sure you subscribe and turn on the click on the notification bell, turn on the notifications, and leave a like on this video. Comment down below your thoughts on the midfielders, and yeah, let's keep engaging. Now to the midfielders at Arsenal and who should stay and who should go for me. First off, I'm going to talk about Granit Xhaka. Granit Xhaka signed for Arsenal in July 1st of 2016. Right now is the 6th or 7th most paid player at Arsenal. He came on a 36 million transfer fee, and his contract currently expires in 2023. Now for Xhaka, we've been through a lot with Xhaka. I remember when he joined Arsenal, I was like, wow, finally we've signed a defensive midfielder. He's from Germany. From what I've heard, he's been doing well in Germany. So I was really excited about that signing. But it's actually his first season. I didn't think it was that bad. I think his second season he picked up a few red cards, and I was like, wow, this guy is slow. But I was really excited by the way he was shooting the ball, scoring those fantastic goals. I remember 2 or 3, one against Hull. There was one against Nottingham Forest in the cup. So it was really exciting times at that time. But let's be honest, since then we've been through a lot and it hasn't really worked out. So far he's made 121 Premier League appearances for us. He's scored 7 goals and assisted 12, most of them from corners and free kicks. He's picked up 32 yellow cards and 2 reds, the most of them coming in the 2016 and 2017 season. And you'd say he normally picks up yellow cards because he's slow. Every time a midfielder gets past him, he holds on to the player or just gets some silly yellow cards like arguing with the referee. In total, in all competitions, he's picked up 42 yellow cards. In terms of shots, he's shot 138 times and only 40 on target. So I would like to know who are those guys at the Emirates who normally scream shoot when when he has the ball like outside the box, because every time he shoots the ball it goes off target. Accurate long balls, I think he leads that at Arsenal with 643. Passes per match is 75%. He has surprisingly he has a 66% tackle success rate. He wins more duels than he loses. But I hope you guys have seen the video where he's pranking his baby recently. That's just made me like even decide more on his future at Arsenal. I'm just joking. But what really concerns me about Xhaka is the way he concedes too many fouls and errors leading to goals. He leads in the Premier League for the most errors made in the last 3-4 years. He's made 7 errors leading directly to goals, and that is a real concern. It's the same kind of numbers that Leno has, but Leno really does save us in most of the games. Also, Xhaka is important at interceptions, tackles, and clearances, but I do not know his future at Arsenal, especially considering early in the season he was made captain and threw away the captaincy within 4 games by arguing with the fans. And you remember what he did against Crystal Palace. So yeah, some fans at that time had already turned against him, but since Arteta came in, people have changed their view on him, and I think he's done well since Arteta came. And he's 27 years of age right now. As I've said, his contract runs until 2023. Another concern is that he earns 5.2 million a year. But for Xhaka, for me, I think I'd sign a defensive midfielder, but I'd keep him. I'd keep him to be like coming on as a substitute when needed. So yeah, I'd keep Xhaka just because he's improved so much under Arteta. The next one is Lucas Torreira. Of course, right now he's injured. He got injured in the Portsmouth game, but maybe by the time the Premier League gets back, he'll have recovered. Torreira was signed for 26 million. Another one I was really excited about when he joined because we really need another defensive midfielder. His contract also runs until 2023 and 3.9 million a year. So far, since last season when he joined under Emery, he's made 58 appearances, scored 3 goals and assisted 3 goals. And Emery used to play as an attacking midfielder, which was a real surprise. Yellow cards, he's received 11 yellow cards and 1 red card. Tackle success is 57%. He's won more duels than lost. But errors leading to goals, 0. Compared to Xhaka's 7, and they play in the same position and play mostly together in many of the games. I mean, that really shows you how Xhaka has been costing us in many games. Torreira is 24 years old. I think he's still a big part of our team, and I think Arteta will make him like more important in our team. So Torreira, I'd also keep him. The third one is Guendouzi, who also normally gets different opinions from different fans. He's only 20 years of age. I remember when he joined Arsenal, I expected him to like come and join the under-21 team, but he came straight in and played in the first game against Man City and in the second game against Chelsea. He's on 2 million a year. Surprisingly, his contract also runs until 2023. He only joined us for 7 million. So for me, Matteo Elias Kenzo Guendouzi was a bargain. He's made 55 appearances. He's never scored a Premier League goal, just 1 goal in the Europa League. He only has 1 assist in the Premier League. He's only taken 9 shots on target since he joined, so that's a concern. If you chip in with some goals, it would really boost his confidence and boost his CV at Arsenal. He's also received dozens of yellow cards. That's another problem with him, just same as Xhaka. He's also won more duels than lost, but his tackle success is lower than Torreira and Xhaka, 55%. But for Guendouzi, I've had people saying they'll take him out on loan, but as you've seen, he's already been called up for France a couple of times. So Guendouzi is a gem, and I definitely keep him and hope Arteta talks to him. And someone like that really needs someone to talk to him. A couple of years ago, I remember Ferguson telling Rooney or being told to talk to Rooney about his ego and his shouting at referees and all that. But Ferguson said a player like that, if you take that away from him, the heart from him, he doesn't have anything else. So I think Guendouzi is a fighter, and he needs to stay like that. And if he stays like that, I'm sure he's gonna be Arsenal captain someday. We need that fight. Maybe just tone down the discipline, but we still need that fight. The next one is Ceballos. Ceballos joined Arsenal on loan earlier this season. Played really good game against Burnley early in the season. His contract, of course, ends at the end of the season. He's only 23 years old. He's made 14 appearances. He's never scored. He has 2 assists, 50% passes per match. He has attempted 711 passes. Tackle success, 56%, but he's lost more duels than he's won. Ceballos, Madrid want 40 million for him if you want him on a permanent deal. And if it was something like 25 or 28, I would definitely consider signing him. But 40 is a lot, and I think we have so many other places we need to sort out first, and he hasn't really convinced many that he deserves that kind of money, and we deserve to sign him. So Ceballos had let him go. The next one is Nicolas Pepe. Of course, when he first joined, fans were turning on him. Rival fans were making jokes about him that he had never assisted a goal, never scored, but he has definitely improved from the start of the season. He definitely needed time to adapt, and for me, I think he has. He signed on August 2019, 1st of August. His contract runs until 2024. He signed for 91.2 million, which we are currently paying on installments. I get 7.28 million a year. That is a lot of money. So far in the Europa League, he played 6 games and scored 2 goals. In the Premier League, he's played 24 matches, scored 4 goals and 6 assists. He rarely does play for 90 minutes though. Maybe 5-6 games that he's finished the whole 90 minutes. He normally used to get substituted under Ljungberg and even Emery, and even under Arteta is getting substituted a lot. I remember the 2 free kicks he had against Vittoria, and I think in the Europa League, and I think that was his turning point. Pepe, one thing I need him to change is I think that he over dribbles too much from the right, like cuts in, cuts back, cuts in, cuts back again. And I hope he can like try and play behind the striker or the strikers, depending on which formation you're playing. And I know that can change his fortune at Arsenal, get him more goals like he used to score in France and stuff. So Pepe, definitely keep him. The next one is Saka, who's not actually been playing as a midfielder but as a defender. But do I even really have to say much about Saka? 30 games, 3 goals, 9 assists. That is just in the Premier League. The games not in the Premier League, but the goals and assists. The goals is also scored in the Europa League, is also scored in the FA Cup. So he really chips in at the most important times. His contract runs until 2021, that is next year. But I'm sure Arsenal are going to tie him down to a contract. He's been magnificent, probably in the top 2 best players this season. And for his age, I'd definitely keep him and give him a contract. The next one is Nelson. He was on loan last season at Hoffenheim. He managed to play 23 games at Hoffenheim and score 7 goals. He's played 14 games this season. He scored once. I remember the Portsmouth away game. He ran the show, and probably is the one who made sure we went through in that game. He also played 14 times in Wenger's last season, but never really chipped in, and that's why he went out on loan. But for Nelson, again, he is another one that I really think he should go out on loan. Yeah, so I'll take him out on loan. The next one is Willock. He joined us. He's born in 20th of August 1999, so he's very young, 20 years of age. He scored 5 goals. I'm not sure if that is in Arsenal's career or just this season, but yeah, not really this season. I think it's just his Arsenal's career so far. Willock, he was supposed to be a replacement for Ramsey, but it hasn't really worked out. His decision making has been poor, so for Willock, I'd definitely take him out on loan. That is the first player I'm going to take out on loan. Then the next one finally is Mesut Özil. For Mesut Özil, I mean, is there a player that has ever divided opinions like this one at Arsenal? Because many fans want him to stay, many fans want him to go. And this hasn't been just like for the last few weeks. It's been for years. Since his 2015-2016 season, where he scored 6 goals and 19 assists, for me, I think he's been poor overall. He doesn't really show much effort. He chips in with a goal or an assist here and there, like Newcastle at home in Wenger's last season, or the Leicester game last season where he definitely dominated the show. But again, he goes away for 5 games. Emery definitely didn't fancy him, and I kept him on the bench for half of the season. But for Ozil, his 184 appearances, he scored 33 goals. For us, he always chips in with assists. He was signed for 42.5 million, but also for that money we only paid 37.4 million, and the rest he paid in installments. This season so far, he's only scored 1 goal and has 2 assists. For Mesut Özil, people are divided so much in terms of Mesut Özil that I'm actually going to do a separate video on him later on this week, so make sure you subscribe and watch out for that one. So I'm just going to go through him quickly, and my decision on him is that I would definitely sell him. I'd definitely try and get some money for him right now, because he isn't really living up to the expectations and to the other midfielders out there like Kevin De Bruyne. So I'd definitely sell him. As I've said, I'll have the video later on in the week. Make sure you check out my other parts, part 1 and part 2, in the description. I'll have the links down below. As I've said, I hope everyone is taking good care of themselves, and yeah, just make sure you check out my other videos. More content coming out soon. I know it's boring without football. It's really boring to like have no sports to watch at all. But yeah, we hope everyone gets through this sooner than later. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks for liking. Make sure you drop a comment. And yeah, God bless all, and take good care of yourselves. Peace.